scorer, David Beatty. Again, 18 points on 6 of 10 shooting in their game on Saturday, and they beat Delaware by 10.
Yeah, Mike, he had a 9-0 run by himself, too, so he can really fill it up quick.
Scott with a nice find inside to Galen Smith.
And, Mike, it's just, there it is, the good patience, paint touches. Paint touches, you get going inside, that will collapse the defense and make some threes open up later on.
Beatty drives and kicks it to Scott Spencer, whose shot is too strong, and you see the rebound for Dante Scott, who really is doing just a little bit of everything for this team right now. Smith, a patient shot, and he will go to the line.
And that was patience all around from the Maryland team. Again, Daryl Morcell did a fantastic job driving right side, coming to a jump stop. He basically, that's like a shot fake. When he jump stopped right there, it got the defense to shift. Galen Smith, again, shot fake, finish through contact. So just overall, great patience by Morcell and Galen Smith.
Rebound on the free throw to Wiggins, and another opportunity for the Terps. It's a one and done. Beatty high off the glass. Spencer keeps it alive for the Explorers, and there's a whistle turning it around. Mark Turgeon is in charge of the Terrapins. The 10th year now he has been the head man. Of course, won the Big Ten Coach of the Year back in 2015. We were talking to him earlier. He reminded us that, you know, it's been a rough go with the last 2 games, but this is a team that some of their players, Ben, had finals yesterday evening still.
Yeah, when you're in that winter break, you almost forget where you are. You forget the days. You're just focused on getting through exams. And when you have 2 losses in between all that, the days feel even longer. So they really got to be excited to get out here and try and get back on the right side of the column.
Nice defense for the Explorers, leads to a slam for Jack Clark on the other side. And this is what LaSalle can do to you. If they're going to pull off an upset here, Ben, it's because of that defense.
We talked to Ashley Howard, and he said our defensive intensity is the key for us. If we can disrupt, get turnovers, and get in transition, that's when we're at their best.
Fading fall-away shot for the junior Eric Ayala. Defense by Maryland, leaving only a long shot. That's a long two, I believe, and it's short. Ayala with it.
Yeah, really good possession. Dante Scott. I heard Coach Turgeon say, "Get up there, Tay." He got up there, forced the reversal. Daryl Morcell forced a tough 2.
You can call him Devontae. I don't think he'll mind.
Well, it was Turgeon who called him Tay. I feel like I got to work my way towards getting the nickname in there.
Now, the head coach for the Explorers is Ashley Howard, and that may ring a bell to you because his father was a Maryland star in the 1970s. Maurice Howard was a part of some great teams, made it to 2 different Elite Eights when he played with them from 72 to 76. His son Ashley now in his 3rd year in charge of the Explorers program.
Family just knows winning. As Ashley Howard, a 2-time national champ, as an assistant coach at Villanova.
Right, he came to LaSalle straight from being an assistant under Jay Wright. And another basket for Aaron Wiggins. I should say his first basket of the day. He only had 6 points in their last game.
But I love that move from him. A nice between the legs, change of direction, get to that right hand, and he shows how that length can really separate him.
Open look for Christian Ray goes awry. Wiggins too strong. I tell you what, Ben, it's kind of nice being able to just lay out for it and listen to the communication.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, who's Tay? You know, and it really is fun to hear the communication. And I think the Maryland bench has been pretty active They missed a couple switches, but we've had a pretty good tempo here too, Mike, on both ends of the floor. Daryl Morcell coming to a jump stop, and you see Smith Smith goes up for the dunk here, and if LaSalle's going to be in this game, they have to cause turnovers, get in transition. See Clark with the finish. Good pace early.
When we heard there was money in our home, we did what anyone would do. We went looking for it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Then we heard about Rocket Mortgage, and with just a few taps, you can turn your home's equity into cash. Consolidate your debt, pay off student loans.
Renovate your home.
Fix your home.
Fix your home.
When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Great job, honey.
Rocket.
So worth it.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
What if you could go into the past, back before the fishing line was cast, to see that it was sustainable wild caught, so you can feel good about the fish that you bought? We know the story of all the fish that we've sold, because that's what makes us whole.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
Tums versus mozzarella stick.
When heartburn hits, fight back fast with Tums Chewy Bites. Beat heartburn fast. Tums Chewy.
Attention, New Yorkers. Keep your friends safe when you're out. Wear a face covering, whether it's 2 of you or a group of you. Whether you're going out or getting together, keep a safe distance. Stay 6 feet apart. Keep doing your part to keep your friends and family safe. Wear your face covering, keep your distance, and get tested regularly. For more information, visit nyc.gov/health/coronavirus.
You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your card. Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2020.
Time for tonight's State Farm State of Success, and we turn to the dominance that Maryland has had at home. Going back the last few years, they are 50-8, and better percentage in home conference games. But Ben, you've been talking about how this year it's going to be fascinating to watch how home games don't have the normal effect that they have in this league.
The last 2 years in the Big Ten Conference, you looked at certain places and you almost put a loss on your schedule, and the Xfinity Center is one of them. I mean, it's been an electric place for Big Ten teams to go into and try and get a win, and you can go all across the Big Ten. It was all about stealing games on the road. So how that looks and how that plays out, I mean, we saw Maryland's first home game. Rutgers really struggled on the road last year. They came into the Xfinity Center without fans and won. So how that's going to play out this year is going to be interesting.
Christian Ray at the free throw line for the Explorers. Misses them both. 5 minutes into the game, the Terps have 10 points. 8 of them have come in the paint.
For a team that's really struggled shooting the ball as of late, that will pay dividends later on.
Daryl Morcell, the spinning, fading shot, and it's good.
Like, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the Big Ten. It's his senior year, and he's been bothered by a shoulder injury, but I saw him talk about how he wants this team to play with a certain type of energy, and it starts with him because he's one of the best defenders, one of those guys that's going to bring you something every game.
Well, and he's versatile, too. I mean, it's not like he can only score, and that's, I think, something what Mark Turgeon brought up when we talked to him today.
Again, great patience. You see Beatty there come in and swipe, and later on in that game, if they continue to are able to get in the paint, they're going to have to double or stay a little bit longer, and those are where those inside-out threes will come because they have shooters. This team really does. Aaron Wiggins can knock it down. Eric Ayala has proven it. Dante Scott's their best three-point shooter,
right?
Which has been a great surprise for Maryland. So I think they continue to touch the paint, good things will happen.
Morcell will take a breather as the Explorers have now missed all 3 free throw attempts early on.
The reverse announcer jinx. There it is.
Trademark it. You see with the ball, Jarius Hamilton, the junior Boston College transfer, is in the game. Hakeem Hart is in for the Terps, and so is the big man in the paint right now, Shoal Mario.
Mike, we talked to Coach Turgeon about Shoal, and we knew we were going to see him. It's really about, is the game going to slow down for him? My goodness. Eric Ayala sees zone, and he smirks too, Mike.
A deep 3 for a guy who was 0 for 9 on threes his last 3 games combined.
I mean, logic would say just scoot back, right?
That was the problem. The threes he was shooting were far too close. Beatty misses. You mentioned Mario is in the game, though, and you watch him run the court. They know he's got potential, but we were talking to Church, and he said the game's it's too fast for him right now. That's why he hasn't been able to get the minutes that they want him to have.
And, he's not worried that it won't click. He just doesn't know when it's going to click. And here's an opportunity off a ball screen where he really cut him off and stayed down.
Christian Ray hits the deep one, making it 15-9. And the reason we're talking about Mario is because he's the only shot blocker that they really have, and they're not used to that.
Well, especially coming off of a year in which they had Jalen Smith, who was a really great rim protector, shot blocker.
Hamilton with the second opportunity. Strong inside, no bucket, but he'll go to the line.
Yeah, and having somebody at the base of the hoop, when you're beat, you know you have that luxury of someone over there that's got your help. I remember it kind of felt good when you went over a ball screen. You're like, I can kind of force them into this block. Maryland doesn't have that right now, and a lot of the Big Ten teams do.
You see Mario heading to the bench. He has not got a bunch of minutes. In fact, 7 minutes total the last 2 games combined. You can stream every Big Ten Network game on the Fox Sports app, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Download today on your smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Free throws are hard to come by today. Hart gets another opportunity. That one's good off the glass.
Maryland been very active on the offensive glass thus far. I think that's their 7th offensive rebound already in the game.
Ayala almost had a steal on defense. He's guarding Sharif Kenny, a scorer. He had 16 points the last time. And there's Mario with the block right as we were talking about him. Another whistle.
Again, on defense, it's always great when you're the primary defender. If you know you have that shot blocker waiting in the wings, and there it is. I mean, he could have been another step behind with his length and still have got to this. Eric Ayala gets a piece, too.
7'2". How tall are you, Ben?
12 inches shorter.
Hart will inbound.
And I tell you what, if I saw a 7'2" defender in the paint, I would do the Eric Ayala method. Just continue to move back, and it really does. Not necessarily, you don't have to always block shots. It's about having a presence where you deter the offensive player to maybe think, I'm going to dribble this one out, and that is big for a defensive possession.
Quick look for Wiggins.
See there, Maryland 1 of 7 early on from 3, continuing to struggle over the last 3 games.
That 3 was way offline.
Well, I like the post up down low there. Got to have a better pass.
Pass was errant, but Maryland off to a nice scoring start, which again was an issue for them the last couple games. They're up 17-9 right now.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Over you, figuratively speaking. But that's not catchy, is it? That's not going to swim about in your brain. So I thought, what about 15 minutes, 15%? Serendipity.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on, no.
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 No. Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
Woo! Someday, I will ask you a question that will change me forever.
If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting.
Show them your love is unstoppable. In-store, online, or by virtual consultation. Only at K Jewelers.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Big Ten Conference and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Big Ten Conference.
At the University of Maryland, we believe that education has the extraordinary power to improve the life of every person on Earth. We are confronting the most pressing challenges of our time, vigorously pursuing the discovery of new knowledge, integrating art and science, and developing the next generation of global citizens. We are the University of Maryland, and that is our fearless idea.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you're thinking, well, that's a well-dressed man, yeah, that's because Ashley Howard used to be an assistant coach at Villanova, and if you're a Jay Wright assistant, you're going to look good. It just comes with the territory. Ashley, of course, has ties to Maryland. His father was Maurice Howard, who played for the Terps in the mid-'70s. His father, I did some digging today, Ben. His father's high school point guard on his team was Phil Martelli.
Wow, so the basketball lineage is deep, and he's not wearing the threads from the same tailor as Jay Wright right now, but
his father, Mo, and his uncle worked at Gary Williams camps for Maryland, and then when he got a little older, he himself worked for Gary Williams at the camps.
He's just a basketball guy, and he recruited a lot of those key parts.
Jarius Hamilton hits the three for Maryland.
As part of the Nova Championships, I mean, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, he's recruited a lot of guys in that Philly area, and that's who he's going to go after, just that level below who would go to Villanova.
Salle, part of the Big Five in that Philly area. Nice drive inside and a finish for the freshman Anwar Gill.
He's really played well as of late. Just attack, and something that Maryland really struggled with against Rucker was that ball pressure, containing that ball pressure and sending it to help.
By the way, checked into the game. He had the ball there for a moment. Was Marcus Dockery, the freshman. Only 12 minutes played in 4 games thus far this year. I think Mark Turgeon's hoping he can get a good amount of minutes for him in this game. And Morsell tries to save it, but it bounces on the stripe.
But that's what you're going to get from Daryl Morsell. Just when you think the ball's going to go out, he tries to make that extra effort. And just the foot came down, even the ball came down. But those are plays where he's going to make late in the game, in a Big Ten game, when it's down to the wire, you see a loose ball, he's going to come up with it.
A little pull-up shot is good for another freshman on this team, Jameer Brickus, which is an unfortunate last name for a basketball player, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, he had 2,500 points in his high school career, so not many bricks, but a knack for scoring, and I know Ashley Howard super high on him.
At the elbow, Hamilton with the friendly roll.
And good patience by Dante Scott there. I thought he was going to try and go for the tip slam, but let Jarius' ball settle nicely in.
There's a 3 ball that goes down for Sharif Kenny as we get to the second part of this first half out of the Xfinity Center. Turnover for the Explorers.
And Mike, take a look at that lineup out there for Maryland. Who's going to be the guy in that guard that gets the ball in a situation where you really don't have offense running well?
And a nice move from the freshman Brickus again inside.
He might need to change his last name. I know he can legally go do that.
Mark Turgeon unhappy because his opponent, the Explorers, have made this a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, and Sharif Kenny off of the ball screen. He just replaces. That's too much space. You got to close out, make him put it on the floor. Really good three-point shooter for LaSalle. And then Brickus showing how he scored 2,500 points. Shifty in the lane. Nice touch off the glass.
Ben, you said something a moment ago that I think is worth diving in on about this Maryland team, which is look at who's on the floor, who's their guy. It feels like this is a big storyline for Maryland right now. As you look at the team they're playing is from Philadelphia. It's a smaller school. But Maryland has, we even talked to Mark Turgeon this morning about it, and you said, who's the go-to guy?
You need a bucket. Who do you go to?
Who do you go to? And he was very honest. He was like, we don't know yet.
And quite honestly, that's something where, for Maryland's sake, the rest of the first half and the rest of the game, they need to start figuring that out, because their next 2 games, they're going on the road to Purdue and to Wisconsin, 2 very, very good quality teams this year that have guys where they know where they're going to go. And this team, this program, they've had Bruno Fernando. It was Kevin Herter off of sets where he'd come off of down screens. And obviously Anthony Cowan over those last 4 years. Somebody needs to take that ownership. And Eric Ayala, it's usually the guy with the ball most of the time.
Ayala goes up and gets fouled, and you see some of the guys that Ayala is trying to step in for. I mean, how good was Cowan, first team All-Big Ten last year? How good was Sticks, Jalen Smith, first team All-Big Ten as well?
When you have both those guys on the floor and you run 25 seconds of bad offense, it still may be okay, because you can just say, here, Anthony, go make a play. Pick and pop with Jalen Smith. You make the defense read and react to everything that those two are able to bring. So, and it goes beyond the offensive end. We talked about Shoal Mariel and what Mark Turgeon was like, I saw him make a block. I want to get him more time out there because of what he showed in practice, because Jalen Smith sticks. His ability to deter and block shots is lacking for this Maryland team.
So how do they find that guy? What do you do if you're on a team and there is no one who's your alpha, so to speak, at least in terms of production in a game? How does that person develop?
You put him in the fire. And right now, the person that stepped up the most is Dante Scott on the offensive end.
Right.
And but quite honestly, you need one of those 3 guards. Daryl Morcell, he's not going to be the guy who gets at late shot clock and makes a play. It's got to be Eric Ayala or Aaron Wiggins, and they both have the capability to do so. But can they do it on a consistent basis?
Ayala feeds hard, who goes in and flips it in with his right hand. We saw one game where Hart was the guy. I mean, I want to be clear. His scoring has been inconsistent, but he did score 33 points back on December 4th against St. Peter's.
Yeah, when you score over 30, you know how to find the basket. And he's been inconsistent at times for this Maryland team. I'm interested to see, because in that game, he was 5 of 7 from 3. Outside of that, 4 of 12. So can he do it consistently, not just in small doses?
Hart got the board on the other side of the floor. Morcell, double teamed. Muscles it up too strong. Ayala gets the whistle. Maryland Terrapins are up to a 25-18 lead. Less than 8 minutes to play here on the Big Ten Network.
Good afternoon, board members. We have some great new ideas that we want to present to you today.
Who are you talking to?
The first item on the list is selecting a chairman for the advisory board.
What's this?
As well as use the remaining
childcare options run out. Lifetime retirement income from TIAA doesn't.
Use scholarship programs.
Guaranteed monthly income for life.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway,
we've got what you need to have a good morning. We've got it hot. We've got it cold. We've got it sprinkled. We've got it ready. No matter where you're heading or what you're craving, we're here to make your morning a little better. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day.
There's one way you can stay ahead of the game. Stay tapped in with NBA League Pass on DirecTV. The energy, the buckets. Stay tapped in with the champs. Follow your favorite teams no matter where you are with out-of-market games. Watch live with your TV, phone, or tablet. Stay tapped in with NBA League Pass on DirecTV.
Open your eyes.
It gets so much better.
This calls for a celebration.
Get HBO Max for 3 months included. Go to att.com/HBO Max to learn more.
Later tonight, go behind the scenes of the 2020 Big Ten Football Championship game on the season finale of The Journey. Tonight, 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, right here on the Big Ten Network. That comes your way after a doubleheader of basketball on the network. And the first game is what you're watching right now. And Ben, we are seeing Maryland use their size to their advantage.
Yeah, they have not shot the ball well from deep. 2 of 8 from three-point line. But again, you see that on the screen. 7 offensive rebounds has led to those points in the paint where they've really dominated early, 16-6.
And Eric Ayala is at the free throw line, and this might be a scary thing. Not necessarily a knock on Ayala as he makes it, but the numbers at the free throw line in this game thus far are bizarre. Look at those.
Yeah, that's something you may see from the first 4 minutes of the game from the field, but these are the free throws for a reason. But Ayala had only missed 1 heading into the game.
Right.
Now 2.
Yeah, he's a 94% free throw shooter on the day, so not a shocker, or on the season, I should say, so no shocker he makes them both there. And it stretches Maryland's lead up to 9. Oh, almost a turnover. Instead, Sharif Kenny hits the long one.
And that's the guy you don't want to leave open. Sharif Kenny can really knock it down. Got confidence early on the throwback off a ball screen, but overall, good defensive possession for Maryland until just got loose.
Hamilton from the top of the key answers.
Yeah, he's been the one right now who's been able to knock down a couple of threes. He's 2 of 2 thus far, really bringing some good energy off the bench.
Hamilton has 8 points in this game, and in the first 6 games, he only scored more than 6 points twice. So this is a nice offensive performance in the first half for Hamilton.
Well, he's done it in his career. At Boston College, he averaged 9 points a game as a sophomore. So still just finding his way as that transfer, finding where his role is within this team.
Shot clock down to 1. They'll say he got it off, and no, now they won't. Make sure Maryland has the ball.
Maryland had a really great defensive possession. Brickus really got caught in the middle of nowhere, but I don't care who you are. If you're in Division I basketball, you're likely going to be able to knock down that shot. And Jarius showing what he's been able to bring off the bench in terms of energy right now. 2 of 2 from 3, and he's a guy that I really like for this team because he can stretch the floor like Dante Scott is. Because this Maryland team, they can go small, they can go a little bit bigger, but Dante Scott and him right now I really like as a combo.
Ayala, another open look from the top of the key. Rebound Goes to Tegra Ize, but they'll get a whistle. Look be on the Terps.
Looked like Galen Smith put a hand on somebody as he went to go up and try and get a hand on the offensive rebound.
You know, to go back to what we were talking about, here's a bizarre stat on the early part of the game. These two teams have combined for 7 made threes and 4 made free throws.
It's the way of the world now. First thing people do when they go in the gym now. They don't go shoot free throws or go work on their form. It's just chuck threes.
David Beatty chucked one up. Rebound for Christian Ray. Nice slashing drive is no good for Anwar Gill, and there's another whistle. This one's on the Explorers. Terps are already in the bonus, so we're going to the line.
Well, where it's been an adventure thus far. Refs just noticed it too, and now he's on a sprint to the other end.
Made me check real quick. I was like, wait, do I know how numbers work?
Yeah, no, you were right. You were right.
I'm pretty sure that's
You're
accurate.
on top of it. 0 for 2 for Jarius thus far. What do you got, Mike? Yay or nay?
On will he make it? Sure. Hamilton, a 91% free throw shooter, misses it.
When do you see 2 of 2 from 3 and then 0 of 3 from the line? I liked your percentages. You played it.
Here's Gill. One of 2 freshmen who've made a nice impact on this Explorers team.
Great defense from Aaron Wiggins on the switch there.
And a rebound for Hamilton, who's having a nice performance in this first half. Team leading scorer, has a couple boards.
We're going to see Maryland switch a lot of those ball screens 1 through 4.
That's Gill in the lane drawing a foul.
And that's what Gill does best. He's going to attack downhill, try and get to the lane, draw contact, and go to the free throw line. But again, if you're Jarius Hamilton, you see Eric Ayala to your right. You force him to Eric Ayala, and it's just an easy switch, and nothing happens. So that's just a mental mistake there, and it leads to get Galen Smith for a second foul.
2 fouls on Smith early on. He's the only one of the Terps that has more than 1 foul, and he's heading out for a breather. You know, the guy at the line is one of 3 guys on this roster for LaSalle who were from the D.C. area. Gil, Hakeem, and Kenny. You know, we always say, Ben, that might rev somebody up and make them want to perform better when they're playing in their hometown or close to it. Is it different if your friends and family aren't in attendance?
Normally, he's texting the entire roster. How many tickets are you using for this game? And he wants to get as many as possible, so he's got his own cheering section. I imagine if there's still the buzz, but not as much of a buzz because you're home. Everyone loves home and wants to play well when they're around home, even if they know they're watching. They know the family's watching.
Joel Mario back into the game. Shot clock down to 7. Wiggins flips it out to Hart, no good. Rebound for the freshman, Anwar Gill. Here he comes. He likes to slash.
And good defense from Maryland. They switched that 1 through 4, and when Gill got in there,
Oh, Mario!
And that's what Turgeon wants to see from Shoal Mario, Mike. We've talked about it with him, and that's be a presence in the shot blocking. And Maryland struggled with that dribble penetration on the defensive end. It may not look like he's there, but he is.
Yeah, I'll say. 2 blocks already in the day, and both of them have been exclamation points when they happen.
And if you can get this production in 5 to 12 minutes, I mean, Mark Turgeon's willing to get him out there if he's able to deter shots.
Comes up with the board, too. And again, Turgeon said he needs the game to slow down. Is there any way a game slows down except for just reps?
Reps, practice, playing, and you can kind of see he's getting bodied right now down low.
Wiggins in the lane.
See, that's where it's too fast for him. That should have been an offensive rebound for Shoal, but it just went right by his hand. Unable to corral it.
And again, this is a guy, Mario, who, the bucket is good again. Gill is an impressive player. But I was saying, Mario, remember, because of the injuries he had surgery in 2019 on both legs. He missed the first 12 games of last year, barely played his last 2 years in high school, so he's had way less games than someone his age normally would. Hart with an open look. Rebound to Gill.
Both teams really struggling to find the basket right now. It's a good look from Hart, and you mentioned it, 30-plus points in a game. 0 for 3 from 3, and all good looks for Akeem Hart.
It's been more than 3 minutes since the Terps last scored. The lead is down to 5, but Hart is trying to change that now. The steal, and he couldn't quite get the shot up, but he'll go to the line.
Shoal Mariel again. Mark Turgeon wanted to see more from him. Help side defense, he's there, even when he's not.
At CDW, we get you want happy, productive employees.
That's why we've made our office pet-friendly. Maybe a little too pet-friendly.
Well, CDW can design a mobility solution with light, powerful devices from Lenovo to make your people more productive in or out of the office.
Anyone have any questions before we go?
It's great. I really need to get out of here. Snake people are freaking me out.
Hey, Cheryl, do you have a sec? For workplace productivity, you need Lenovo and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
Wow, a new Buick for me?
To James, from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Get an SUV from Buick. Now everyone can use cash and GM employee pricing to get up to 20% below MSRP on all 2020 Buick SUVs. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this Envision Essence.
This holiday at T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal on the new iPhone 12 with 5G on every plan. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan. Switch now and save 20% on your bill versus the other guys. That's the best value in wireless. That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on America's largest 5G network. And save 20% per month. It's time to holiday on. It's time for T-Mobile.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. I should get this. Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Yes, I'm glad I'm not a robot, too. Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Hello, this is Sam.
This year we decided to host for the holidays.
It was a tight squeeze. Turns out to cook a whole dinner, you need a whole kitchen. Then we found out with Rocket Mortgage looking at loan options for our next kitchen was easy.
I'm just gonna ignore that.
I think her family really enjoyed it.
Here we go. When you're ready for a home that's fit for the holidays and your budget, Rocket can.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need 2 things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
Mark Turgeon continues to talk about it. If Shoal Mariel wants to continue to find ways on the floor, the game needs to slow down for him, and that's reps. And really, you see him work for post position, does a great job of continuing to work. And you'll see here, as the ball goes up, this needs to be his ball. A Jalen Smith or a Galen Smith or a Jarius Hamilton, somebody is going to grab that basketball, go up and get you 2 points. And that is where the timing is still too fast for him. But again, good productivity on the defensive end. These are reps that are important and will go a long way for the young man.
Mark Turgeon told us he will get minutes today, and that has not been the case the last few games. He only played 2 minutes in the game they last played 8 days ago, but he's already up to 5 in this game. In fact, only 7 minutes combined for him the last 2 games.
Well, let's just say they played Rutgers in their last game, and they have the fastest player in the Big Ten in Jacob Young, who broke the Maryland press by himself. And if Scholl was out there, it would be even faster.
Another missed free throw for the Terps. But here's something to look for LaSalle. The bench points they have, impressive. They've almost doubled up the starters. And Ben, that's what they do. This team has 8 guys that average 6 points a game or more, and none of them average more than 10, as there's a steal for Wiggins and a 2-hand slam.
There's that 6'6 frame. That's a couple of times now in a row where Maryland's using their length to extend LaSalle, get in the passing lanes, good defensive intensity. But you'll see this LaSalle team, you mentioned it, bring in a lot of different guys. They just didn't have the offseason that Coach Howard wanted because they didn't get together until September 1st.
Jack Clark inside. Dante Scott with the board as we approach 2 minutes left. And, you know, this has been a fairly close game as Wiggins flips it in from deep. It doesn't feel close right now as the Terps are up by 11.
Aaron Wiggins, the 6th man of the year in the Big Ten, showing why he's very streaky. First, uses the 6'6 frame to get a hand on the ball. Watch, boop, right there. Doesn't look like he's ready, but he always is with that sneaky, athletic 6'6 frame. And then on the other end, that's just a nice pitch back. I got a dunk. I'm confident. Struggled again. I like that shot from him because he had struggled to make shots before that. He was 0 of 2 from 3, no hesitation. Need that, though, more than just when things are going good, Mike. This team, when things are going wrong, who's going to step up like that?
That was your Big Ten standout presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And Wiggins only made a 3-pointer in 1 of his last 4 games. And if they are going to be, which I heard you say before the game on our pregame show, if they have a chance to be a tournament team, he has to be hitting threes.
Has to be, and he's proven it throughout his career that he can. But that was with the likes of having other players around him where he's not the #1 option. When you turn into that, it becomes a different game.
A 6-0 run for the Terps might grow as that's a turnover as Gill seemed to turn his ankle on that play.
Jarius Hamilton did a nice job. Again, he's gotten beat a couple times on the drive, but he stayed with him. And Gill goes really one speed, and that's just downhill at 110.
Here comes the pressure. Terps break it. I was going to mention to you before we saw that steal in the finish, as Hamilton short on a 3, that the last 2 minutes are so key in a game. And you can take a 5-point ball game, and if you close it hot, it can feel like you're up a lot and you have great momentum heading into the half. And right now, that's what Maryland's doing. And almost another steal for Wiggins.
Yeah, you hear the bench. Look at everyone standing up into it, talking, helping the team. Wiggins is clapping.
Shot clock at 6.
They're switching everything right now if you're Maryland.
Beatty's going to have to force it, but he can't because he loses it. Up ahead. Easy lay-in for Hamilton, who's now in double digits, the game-leading score with 10 points.
And really, this is, Mike, a byproduct of the defensive end. You know, a lot of this is getting hands on the ball with the outside hand in the passing lane, and you still hear how loud that bench is going right now. And they had a foul to give, so that's not going to kill them. So they're clapping, they're into it, but you'll see here a nice poke from behind by Hart, which led to Jarius Hamilton, the big guy, showing a little bit of that stutter step guard move that I see a lot from point guards. And that's basketball nowadays. If you're out on the floor, you need to be able to dribble, handle the ball. Anyone out there, if you're 6'4" or above, work on your guard skills because that's where it shows off.
Explorers are now down by 13 points. And again, facing a small shot clock, under 5. Beatty heaves it up. Dante Scott, who has not had the offensive performance we saw from him in the last game, though they haven't needed it from him thus far. And the Terps will hold for the last shot of the half.
Well, you mentioned it, Mike. It's the last 2 minutes. What was going to be the turn of events here? Maryland on the defensive end getting stops. We'll see if they can close the half with the bucket.
Ayala, nice feed inside to Scott, and he does curl in the shot. As the clock will hit zeros. The largest lead of the game is right now for Maryland, up 15 at the break.
It all started on the defensive end, the pressure, the on-the-ball pressure, also not letting drivers get to the rim. You saw Gill got to where he wanted a lot of times, got fouled. Shoal Mario shows
to a 10-0 run that they had to close that first half.
And it all started on the defensive end. The theme over the last 3 games for Maryland is they haven't been able to make shots. Well, the team defense switching 1 through 4. Nice help here from Hakeem Hart against the best player, David Beatty, on LaSalle, leading to transition. Aaron Wiggins using that, I want to be his body and play basketball one day. And then another tap from behind from Hakeem Hart. Jarius Hamilton says, I want to be a point guard and a guard one day. Showing off a nice rhythm there. The bench was into it. That 10-0 run really encapsulated that first half, Mike.
I want to be his body. Tremendous. Look how great they were at points in the paint, too. A 22-8 advantage. And the defense was able to stop LaSalle from making more than a 1 bucket in the last 7.5 minutes of the game.
And not only was it just on the switches and things that they did, they stopped dribble penetration. Too many straight line drives for LaSalle in the first half. Again, I think if you're Ashley Howard, you go back to trying to switch defenses, switch the pace of the game, maybe a 1-2-2 in the full court to try and limit the transition opportunities and slow the pace of the game down.
This is a Maryland team who came in, worrying about their starts. A couple games ago when they played Clemson, they had 15 points at the break. So for them to have 40 and to be shooting 48% from the floor, it's got to make Mark Turgeon and company happy.
While going 4 of 15 from 3, so definitely, Mike.
And free throws, shooting 40% only.
Abysmal.
Aaron Wiggins with the board.
Man, yeah, he really has a knack for rebounding, and that's something you can't teach sometimes. Some guys just have a feel of where that ball is going to go off the rim. I know that sounds crazy, but the best rebounders have it, and Aaron Wiggins has 8 already.
Morsell had a quiet first half, but he'll go to the line to start things off here in the second half.
And you see LaSalle switched up defenses. Daryl Morsell found that soft spot, and I just love the explosion. Like, again, I talked about wanting to be in Aaron Wiggins' body. I'd love a day in Daryl Morsell's, too, because he really is super quick, super athletic, and just finds those seams and gets an opportunity to earn his points at the line where they've struggled.
By the way, the way I heard it was, I want to be his body. Not to be in. I heard I want to be his body.
Can you go back and add it in there?
No, I like it better that way.
I want to be his body.
It's like the Tina Fey's daughter thing. I want to go to there. It's better that way.
Next thing you know, I'll be singing his body is a wonderland.
What's stopping?
Daryl Morsell at the line shooting free throws.
Stretches the lead to 17 as at least the free throw story off to a good start for Maryland here in the second half. They make their first 2, and Jack Clark picks up his 3rd foul. The sophomore is one of their better players. They think he can be a scoring threat, but it's going to be hard for him to be if he's on the bench.
Yeah, really been injury prone thus far, but Ashley Howard speaks very highly of his ability, just needs to put it all together.
There's a whistle. Couldn't tell if that would be a travel or a foul.
It looks like it'll be before the shot, yeah. Or before the travel.
I think it's on Galen Smith. And that is his 3rd. Wondering if they were going to pull him, and they are.
And I know Galen was thinking the same thing. I don't want to hear that horn, and the next thing now, but now we get a little dose of Shoal Mario again.
How do you feel about the almost automatic pull as the 3-ball goes for the Explorers? Almost automatic pull. If you get a 3rd foul early in the second half, it seems almost every coach says, all right, you're going to take a few minutes.
I think it depends by situation, but when you look at Galen Smith, he's a guy who's going to be down low, banging inside, and you're more prone to picking up a foul versus if you're a guard and you've proven that you're not foul prone, then you might be able to let him ride as
Ayala.
He just likes him deeper, I guess.
Second 3-pointer of the day. He's up to 11 so far, and that makes him the game-high scorer right now. Again, Ayala went 0 for 9 his last 3 games from deep, so he's already got 2. Mario can't grab that board, which is something You were saying earlier, that's the type of thing he's got to get when the game slows down.
And really watching him on that pick and roll defense, he just was late in position, getting back and recovering, then getting to the rebound. Starting to see what Mark Turgeon is seeing probably every day in practice when he gets to see him all the time.
That's an open look that goes for Clifton Moore, a name we did not call much. He was scoreless in the first half, picked up 2 fouls, and didn't get much playing time.
And he has roots to the Big Ten, as he was once an Indiana Hoosier.
That's right. Played 2 seasons with Indiana before transferring before the 2019-2020 season.
And if you would have told me that the first 2 threes from LaSalle in the second half would have been over Shoal Mariel, it just wouldn't have made any sense. But both of those have been over his long arms.
Morcell flies in for the board, can't get the putback, and there's Mariel and Moore tying it up.
I don't even know if he jumped, but it was enough to tie him up and get the extra possession.
Did you ever play with a 7-footer?
Too many times against too many 7-footers.
Well, I guess was Frank technically?
That's the thing. Like
was he 6'11"?
They say he's 7 foot, but he's 6'10". Everyone adds 2 inches.
He was only 6'10". I like it better that way. Shot clock at 10. Scott Spencer with the board for the Explorers, pushing it up. That's Jack Clark with the ball going baseline. Nice 10-footer is good for number 5.
Yeah, that's a really nice move. Then you talked about that philosophy with 3 fouls. Jack Clark has 3 fouls, and Coach Howard left him out and shows his ability.
Wiggins dribbling behind his back, flips it to Ayala, back out to Dante Scott.
And that's what you do. You find the middle of that sort of mid-post area, and Dante Scott, who's 61% from 3, raising the percentage right now. And it's no fluke. You know, going from your freshman to sophomore year, Dante Scott, you'll see here, just knock it down with confidence. There's no hitch in the giddy-up. That's buckets.
This holiday, get the phones everyone wants on the 5G America's been waiting for.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Now, get one of our best 5G phones on us when you buy one, and get $500 when you switch. Plus, select unlimited plans include Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
100% obsessed with The Mandalorian.
I watch a lot of sports.
It has all my favorite shows.
And right now, the gaming the whole family will love is also on us.
It's like a gift on top of another gift. Gifts keep coming at you. Everywhere.
This is 5G from America's most reliable network.
Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance, because you never know where life is going to take you.
This is big. This year, we're giving away more tuition cash than ever. $1 million? Ha! Try $2 million. That's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of textbooks. That's a future doctor. These are happy tiers. The more Dr. Pepper you buy, the more tuition we give away. This is dream stuff. This year is historic. This year is different. This is extra extraordinary. With your help, we're giving away more money to more students. Learn more at drpepper.com.
Jeep is more than a legendary SUV brand. It's a community. We share a love of adventure. We share a spirit. And now we're sharing our employee price with you. Treating you like one of our own. Because that's exactly what you are. Employee pricing at the Jeep Big Finish event.
With employee pricing for all, get an average $4,712 below MSRP, plus $750 bonus cash on the 2021 Cherokee Limited.
And we have a good one coming up on the Big Ten Network. Luka Garza leads the 4th-ranked Hawkeyes into a clash with Trevion Williams and the Boilermakers. Big Ten basketball, presented by Rocket Mortgage, coming up next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. And there you see it. Garza not only leads the league in scoring right now, Ben, he leads the country.
He runs up and down the floor, and you think, how is this guy going to get 30 points? Well, he runs up and down the floor, and then he gets position. He uses his body. He's confident when he catches and shoots. He literally does everything. But what will be interesting to me when you look at this board, the Big Ten is known for its scouting. There is no way. I mean, every assistant coach that has the Iowa scout, when they go through film, they're going to find every way to make sure that that average goes down and other players on Iowa and have to beat them.
But isn't that great for Fran McCaffrey? He has other guys.
You mentioned it.
If it's going to fall to Wieskamp, like, fine. Wieskamp can do it. Bohannon can do it. They've got so many players as a 3-ball goes down for more again that I feel like Iowa's perfectly fine if you're going to try to stop their big man.
I completely agree. And you get even Patrick McCaffrey back. They have depth. Joe Toussaint, I think he's going to be a great player for Iowa. I mean, he is, but now with Jordan Bohannon back, I mean, there's depth there on that Iowa team.
Morcell. It's an offensive foul.
And I believe that was the right call. I saw 2 feet outside of the restricted area. Caught it in the chest. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Slides over. Wrong.
But wrong with confidence.
Ownership of being wrong.
$12-point lead for the Terps. This is a balanced Explorer team. Again, no one averages more than 10 points a game.
Really good defense and a really good shot by Jack Clark there. Again, great decision by Ashley Howard to leave him in with 3 fouls because showed off a smooth sort of step back on a 6'6" Wiggins who played really good defense on that possession.
Jack Clark now has 9 points. That's not only the team high, that's more than he averages all year long. And the whistle there on Hamilton will give us a brief timeout. LaSalle's come out nice in the second half. They've scored 5 more points than the Terps.
Introducing a revolution in the world of pain relief. New Advil Dual Action. Advil targets pain at the source. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals. New Advil Dual Action with acetaminophen.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning. We've got it hot. We've got it cold. We've got it sprinkled. We've got it ready. No matter where you're heading or what you're craving, we're here to make your morning a little better. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day.
Broken windshield, take 1.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on, no.
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 Only Discover has no annual fee on any.
There's one way you can stay ahead of the game. Stay tapped in with NBA League Pass on DirecTV. The energy, the buckets. Stay tapped in with the champs. Follow your favorite teams no matter where you are with out-of-market games. Watch live with your TV, phone, or tablet. Stay tapped in with NBA League Pass on DirecTV.
We've been silent about lynching for too long. Only by acknowledging the truth of our past can we have hope for our future. That is the purpose of the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. To memorialize those who died, who fled, who feared the terror our nation tolerated. It's time to end the silence.
Maryland trying to stop a 2-game losing skid. The last game they played was 8 days ago against Rutgers, and the only bright spot was Dante Scott. But, Ben, he was a big bright spot with a career-high 20 points.
And I love what they got him in situations and pick-and-pop situations, because here's how I know. There it is. Pick, pop, bam, no hesitation. That is real. And I know it's real because against Clemson and against Rutgers in his last 2 games, he was over 50% from 3. And you don't shoot over 50% from 3 over 2 games against quality opponents if you don't have it in you. I know he has it in him, and I'd love to see Eric Ayala and him run some pick and pop on the wing.
It's interesting you have in him not just your team-leading three-point shooter, but also your team-leading rebounder.
Yeah, rebounder, and he's got 3 assists. He's done really well against the zone, finding open seams.
Explorers had 4 men in the paint for that board, and Jack Clark comes away with it. This time Ayala has the board.
It's a good look for Scott Spencer, who shot 44% in league play from 3 last year. He's really struggled to find the range.
Clifton Moore picks up the foul. That should be his 3rd. So Ayala will head to the line. Ayala sitting on 11 points right now. That's the team high. Tomorrow, a Big Ten Network triple header tips off with a showdown between Rutgers and Ohio State. Then Illinois battles Penn State, followed by Northwestern against Indiana. It's all tomorrow on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
Don't have to leave the couch for that day.
We got a few of those days coming up here.
I feel like, honestly, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be like that. I mean, Christmas Day, think about that. Christmas Day, we're going to have Big Ten basketball.
We talked with Mark Turgeon about that today. I said, when was the last time you had a game on Christmas Day? He said, never, not once, ever. And, you know, we talked to some of the reasons why, because if you're a Big Ten fan, you're going, that's never happened before. And that's true. It hasn't happened. There's obviously the pandemic and all that stuff is going on. And what Turgeon said, he was like, you know, when they asked us about it, we thought, well, we don't want the kids going home because we don't want them to get exposed and be around family and then have to come back and all that. But if that happens, then they're just going to be sitting around, so they might as well have a game to play.
Yeah, and it's great for anyone who's a fan of college basketball because normally that's a day dominated by the NBA, but it's an opportunity for Maryland against some quality opponents to showcase their skills on the national stage as they always are. But, you know, these kids have sacrificed a lot on both sides, from the Salle, from Maryland, from everyone across the country. And what a great move by Aaron Wiggins. But to think that, you know, you don't get to see family and you got to play basketball, a game. It's got to be something they've mentally never been able to, you know, have to go through. And what that's going to look like, we'll find out.
There's a turnover for the Explorers, and that's back-to-back possessions with bad news for them because on the previous one, sophomore Jack Clark picked up his 4th foul. So Clark is now on the bench. He's their team-leading scorer. He's got 9 points, but we're not going to see him for a little while.
Yeah, and Ashley Howard, they're always doing the teaching, saying to the referee, he came to a two-foot jump stop there, but I like Jack Clark and what he's shown. And Coach Howard, he's a big skill development guy. And, you know, you don't get to Villanova. Wow. I mean, no finish there. But you don't get to Villanova if you don't have the capability of developing players that get to a national championship.
Back-to-back layups where there was no finish. This one draws a whistle. Dante Scott has the foul. That's his 1st of the day. A 14-point lead for the Terps as Sharif Kenny heads to the line.
How crazy is that, though, right there? I mean, that you're hearing a referee and a player have a conversation and be able to hear what he's asking. He said, did I cut him off in a bad angle? Was I not in position? The referee's able to describe why he gave that call, and it's just good insight because a lot of these players are always asking, what did I do wrong? And these referees, they're willing to help until you give them a reason not to help you.
Let's listen in.
I mean, Anwar Gill there. You saw Ashley Howard clapping, get in him, stay in him. I saw 2 hands go in, and as soon as the referee sees 2 hands, it's automatic foul.
Only real foul trouble right now is Clark with 4. Brickus has 3, and Galen Smith for Maryland has 3. He's the only one on their side worth any concern.
It's a good set from Maryland where they ran something to get into the paint. And, wow, nice move there.
Sharif Kenny up to double-digit points now.
Maryland had an opportunity to really push this game into the 20s, but we heard Maryland's bench a lot more. Now I'm starting to hear LaSalle from the other end.
Ooh, they're going to get Beatty on the whistle there. Sharif Kenny's starting to make some plays for these Explorers.
Yeah, early on it was from the outside knocking some threes down, but again, straight line drives. Look where all the help was for Hakeem Hart. It was to the left. He let him get to his right hand. Anytime strong hand, right side. I mean, he's been doing right hand layups for 20 years. Maybe a little bit less. As a newborn, he wasn't throwing it up yet, but
you don't know. Some parents really push their newborn.
Are you one of those?
You can't prove I'm not. Scott with the rebound. Ayala wants to flip it up.
And Ayala not getting him to drop, but 2 good looks. One on an inside out and one on an offensive rebound kick out.
There's an open look for Scott Spencer.
As I mentioned, 44% from 3 during conference play last season. He can really light it up. 1 of 5 now from the game.
Yeah, he missed his first 4 threes here, but because of that, this is a nice little run. 7 unanswered points for the Explorers until Hart answers.
Big answer. Hakeem Hart, you got to know the scouting report. If you go under any dribble handoff or ball screen, he has space. He's going to let it fire.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Terps. The found art of the mid-range jumper. Gets the whistle again, driving the lane. And Maryland is not coasting here. No. They're having to play hard.
LaSalle's been finding the range from 3. Scott Spencer struggled, like you mentioned, 0 of 4. That's too much space. You see Bottoms there, but a big answer from a guy who put up 30 in a game. Can't go under the screen? That's automatic.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Yes, I'm glad I'm not a robot, too. Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Hello, this is Sam.
Good afternoon, board members. We have some great new ideas that we want to present to you today.
Who are you talking to?
The first item on the list is selecting a chairman for the advisory board.
What's this?
As well as use the remaining
childcare options run out. Lifetime retirement income from TIAA doesn't. Guaranteed monthly income for life.
Wow, a new Buick for me?
To James, from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick?
I Secret Santed myself.
I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Get an SUV from Buick. Now everyone can use cash and GM employee pricing to get up to 20% below MSRP on all 2020 Buick SUVs. That's over $7,600 below MSRP on this Envision Essence.
Wendy's Baconator is the ultimate bacon cheeseburger that's got all other cheeseburgers feeling like... And now with the Breakfast Baconator, we're shaking and waking up your breakfast, bringing that big bacon energy all day long. So get to Wendy's and always be baconating.
Christmas trees try so hard. Lights and ornaments and little choo-choo trains, come on. The best trees, they kind of only need 2 things. Peanut butter and chocolate. Not sorry, Reese's.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. When you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're looking at pictures of Maurice Howard, Maryland basketball for the 1970s. His son is Ashley Howard, now in his 3rd year as the head coach at LaSalle. And he's got to be proud of what Ashley has been able to do this second half. This has been a different team. They've almost scored as many points in the second half in only 8 minutes and 8.5 minutes as they did all of the first half.
And it's been a lot of great individual efforts from Clark to, Spencer, who hit a nice 3 to get them going in the corner there. Maryland has struggled to guard the three-point line the last 2 games, 40% and above for both Rutgers and Clemson. Right now, 44% from the game from 3 is the Explorers. So, there's just a different vibe. The last 3 minutes of that first half, it was all Maryland, and you knew it. Right now, LaSalle giving it to Maryland.
Right, Maryland closes the half on a 10-0 run as Ayala misses the free throw. That's actually the first miss for the team. They made their first 5 in this second half after both teams were miserable free throws in the first half. And look at Gill with a nice move till Wiggins pokes it away.
Yeah, he's going to keep attacking. He used that hesitation, miscommunication between 2 players. Scott and Wiggins both went away. Nice hands from Aaron Wiggins to recover, though.
LaSalle hot shooting, 66% in this second half. They've thrown up 12 balls, 8 of them have gone in. Gill loses it, gets it back. Christian Ray thought about a deep 3. Nice steal for Morcell.
Timely steal for Morcell, as they definitely needed to stop there.
And then he drives, stops, and pops.
I think what may have looked like a travel from our view we couldn't see, but the referee showed that the ball was hit up in the air, so no travel called. Nice by Daryl Morcell to stay with that possession and finish it.
Long rebound goes out to Spencer. Trying to go inside. No whistle as Scott falls to the floor. That leads to an open shot for Spencer, again hitting iron. Morcell just scored. This time he flips it to Hart. It is a loud clang when the building is empty.
Yeah, it sure is. Even on the layups. And a smart decision here by Daryl Morcell, showing that senior leadership. Got probably a little too early of a shot from Akeem Hart from deep. Get into some offense here.
Morcell sitting on 6 points, and he's been struggling offensively the last handful of games. In fact, only 10 points total the previous 3 games, while Dante Scott had been hot.
And again, a great decision, like I mentioned, by Daryl Morcell to slow the game down, but Maryland didn't run anything. They continued to just throw dribble handoffs, and Akeem Hart still showing his length, getting involved in the defensive end.
You mentioned you need to see senior leadership from Daryl Morcell. We have been seeing that here recently.
So when I tell you that the last 2 games, he's 5 of 23 from the floor, you'd think, why would somebody be out there? He's out there because of what he did in that earlier highlight. He's always around the ball, making plays, hustling. He got a steal there, a nice finish on the other end. He makes winning plays. Despite whatever numbers and field goal percentages, you throw that out with a guy like Daryl Morcell. I want him on my team anytime.
As assistant coach, Bino Ranson told me that he's like a throwback senior, just a guy, an old school 4-year college baller that everyone would want on their roster.
Yes, absolutely.
What an athletic move by Akeem Hart for the bucket and the foul.
Mike, it's going to be really key for Maryland. We've called Akeem Hart's number a lot. He's got to double digits now, 4 of 9 from the field. That is a legit move, showing strength and a touch with the basketball. But the last game, he only had 1 point against Rutgers. So can he become a consistent scorer for this Maryland team moving forward?
Free throw goes to give him 11 points. And it's a 6-0 run as the Terps have answered. Approaching almost 3 minutes since the Explorers had a bucket. And that ends. Anwar Gill is an impressive-looking freshman.
Yeah, again, the skill development didn't get it, they didn't have a great chance, LaSalle, because they didn't get together till September 1st, and that's where Ashley Howard thrives. So you see a lot of the potential that this team has if they're able to use this COVID pandemic year almost as an exhibition for those freshmen and just get time under the belt.
Because, again, freshmen can be freshmen again when this year is done.
You see Coach Howard clapping like he loves that move by Anwar Gill, using both hands. He's a lefty, but nice touch with the right hand there. I like what I've seen out of him.
Wiggins with the left. That makes 4 different Terps in double digits right now. Spencer back of the rim and down.
And every time it looks like Maryland has a chance to sort of stretch it back to that 15-point gap, LaSalle's hanging tough right now.
LaSalle team that was a 500 squad last year, 15-15. They were 10th place in the Atlantic 10, predicted to be 13th place this year. They don't look like it right now. Almost a steal, but Marcus Dockery comes up with it. Shot clock at 3. Morcell from the elbow. They can make it a single-digit game as Anwar Gill brings the ball up. Spencer feeds Clifton Moore. The turnaround, no. But it'll be a foul on Jarius Hamilton. 10-point lead for the Terrapins. Just about 7 minutes left at the Xfinity Center.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Hey, yo, welcome to the new Chris Paul workout show. If you want to make it to the NBA, you got to have a killer crossover. TNCP crossover. Oh, Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul, just like there's no replacing State Farm.
Man, what happened? Who are you?
I'm the new Chris Paul.
Man. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Someday, I will ask you a question that will change me forever.
If you fall, I will catch you.
Show them your love is unstoppable. In-store, online, or by virtual consultation. Only at K Jewelers.
You need it when? Tomorrow. You're kidding. Okay. Rock and roll.
What if you could go into the past, back before the fishing line was cast, to see that it was sustainable wild caught, so you can feel good about the fish that you bought? We know the story of all the fish that we've sold, because that's what makes us whole.
2020 sure has been a nutty year, but this holiday season, there's one thing we can all agree on. Nuts.com offers the world's best range of incredible nuts, dried fruits, snacks, sweets, and gluten-free treats. All perfect for sharing when family and friends gather or sending as gifts when you can't be together. Enjoy the delicious quality, enjoy the sensational freshness, and enjoy super fast delivery. End this nutty year with nutterly yummy holiday treats from Nuts.com. You, your family, and friends deserve it.
Even when we can't all be together, holiday traditions mean being with the ones we love the most. Send your love and a taste of home with the gift of Omaha Steaks. Families depend on Omaha Steaks to deliver unforgettable holidays. The very best steaks, seafood, chops, and more. Omaha Steaks for the holidays, a delicious family tradition. Your love delivered. Order now as a gift or for yourself and get free chicken and pork too. Shop omahasteaks.com/TV.
It's a 10-point lead for the Maryland Terrapins in their final non-conference game of the year. And what a brutal way to go into the new year. I mean, that is a tough schedule, Ben.
Maryland should be happy in some stands that there are no fans allowed, because Mackey was the toughest place to play, in my opinion, the loudest place to play in the Big Ten. But they're also playing very good basketball. They got a nice win the other day. They have an opportunity coming up here on the Big Ten Network against Iowa. Wisconsin obviously is Wisconsin. You're going to get a Wisconsin team that's good every single year in this Big Ten. But right now, these last 7 minutes for Maryland are important. You know, you really want to build some confidence coming off of 2 losses against some quality opponents to build up some smiles heading into that Christmas Day showdown.
Right. This is a Maryland team that, when you got Wiggins, Ayala, Morsell, Scott, I mean, there are players here, but this year in this league, it's just going to be hard to find wins.
When you look at this team and all those guys that you mentioned, they've all shown what they can do from a career high standpoint, right? They all have shown that potential. But in order to win consistently in this league, they're all going to have to put it together at the same time consistently every game.
Now, all that being said, what happened to Michigan State the other day, right?
The Big Ten happened.
Exactly the point. They lose to Northwestern in a game people didn't see coming. Dante Scott flips it in. He's got 9.
And, you know, he's a name, Dante Scott, that's really been consistent for this Maryland team over the last couple games. And every time it gets to double digits, LaSalle answers. Nice shot by Moore.
Clifton Moore. He's got 10 points. Perfect 3 for 3 shooting. Every shot has been a 3, just like that one is for Wiggins. And Gill saves it. This is a big possession here. Gill does not get the shot. The foul is beforehand, and it's on Wiggins.
Yeah, but again, right now, it feels like LaSalle being the aggressor. You know that Gill is going to try and get downhill, usually on the strong side of whichever side of the floor he's on. When he's on the right side, he wants to get to the right hand. When he's on the left side, he wants to get to that left hand.
The lead is now down to 8 for the Terps. LaSalle will have Gill inbounding it.
I'm looking for Clifton Moore here right now. 3 for 3, a little pick and pop. There he goes.
Said it's Jameer Brickus, goes into the lane, gets a little space, and Akeem Hart with the board.
Really great patience by the freshman, though. The way he was able to slither through that ball screen, come to a jump stop, fake to give himself time to get that shot up. A lot of nice young pieces for this LaSalle team.
Ayala. What a shot by the junior from Wilmington, Delaware.
You don't finish on one end, it gets you on the other end. Eric Ayala showing that difference of that junior leadership versus Brickus. You see there, he just gets beat on the dribble, hangs and finishes, and brings it back to a double-digit game.
He's the team leading scorer, averages 13 a contest. He's got 16 with a chance at 17. You have been asking for the last 5 minutes or so for Maryland to stretch this lead, for it to get out of that 8 to 11 point range where they can feel more comfortable. Every defensive possession is an opportunity for them to do that.
Yeah, but right now, again, it looks like LaSalle's getting what they want on offense. They're getting the spots. You see Gill with the ball, probably looking to attack. Bring in Jack Clark, who's got 4 fouls, who did some nice things early in the second half. But
Scott Spencer with the turnaround, bringing the lead back down to single digits.
They are just lurking, and you don't want a team, you know, with the talent that LaSalle has to just lurk.
Whistle as Ayala was about to drive.
They're in the Atlantic 10, and that's a conference that's going to get 3 or 4 to 5 teams potentially into the NCAA tournament, so they see competition. A lot of these guys as well, redshirt sophomores, redshirt freshmen, you know, Beatty, who's really struggled as a senior, so it'll be interesting to see if Maryland can somehow find a way to stretch it.
Now, Ayala's at the line, and there have been a lot of hurts at the line. This is about to be a problem for the Explorers. They have multiple guys who are in trouble with fouls. We've got Clark with 4, Gill with 4, Brickus with 4, Clifton Moore has 3.
Straight in, guys.
if you're going to be able to pull an upset, you can't lose some of your best players.
Absolutely not. And I think, right now is the time for the guy with the ball to step up. David Beatty, he leads them in scoring. 1 of 7 from the floor, just 3 points tonight.
There's Jack Clark, one of those guys with 4 fouls. Sharif Kenny on Dante Scott.
And that's really impressive from Dante Scott. And a nice look up ahead
to Hakeem Hart. And maybe that is the dagger that Maryland's been looking for.
Yeah, what a great look up ahead. Hakeem Hart has been great on the defensive end. And again, Maryland turning defense to offense. What a great job by Dante Scott. He switched on to the offensive player. And Ayala from half court, that is not an easy pass to throw with touch. And Hakeem Hart reaching the sky.
It is a Big Ten standout presented by Auto Owners Insurance.
And
we had a technical foul called.
I saw it, and Mike, I really didn't want to see it. I just
is it on the hang on the rim?
Yeah, and I don't love it. Like, here's my thing. If somebody hangs on the rim, they're hurting their team. They're not getting back on defense. So, hang as long as you want for all I care. And again, basketball is an emotional game. From a play like that thrown at half court, and I actually didn't think it was that egregious. Pulled himself
Is it the pull-up? It must be the pull-up.
It's but look what we're talking about, a pull-up. Oh, right. Well. It's not one of my favorite things. And the referee made the right call as the rule states. I don't love the rule.
Because of that, the Explorers have the ball down a dozen. Almost a travel from Spencer. Instead, it's Sharif Kenny. Could hit that shot, but he doesn't there. Clifton Moore with the putback.
Great activity from Clifton Moore there. He was surrounded by 3 Maryland defenders, but he's saying, hey, I was a Big Ten recruit too. I know how to hang down here.
Wiggins. Nice move.
He did that thing where he got the defender on his back, used that as a one quick second of patience to get the gap and go finish at the rim.
We heard from Mark Turgeon before the game that he wanted Wiggins to be more selfish. And we have seen a handful of drives where he's just said, I'm taking it. That's travel, a turnover for the Explorers.
And Mike, the difference of the game for Maryland, when they are playing well, it starts on the defensive end. A nice stop, and look at this look. Touch the sky, Hakeem Hart. Maryland trying to push it.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning. We've got it hot. We've got it cold. We've got it sprinkled. We've got it ready. No matter where you're heading or what you're craving, we're here to make your morning a little better. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day.
When heartburn hits, fight back fast with Tums Chewy Bites. Beat heartburn fast. Tums Chewy Bites.
How about no?
No. No way.
Come on, no.
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 Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Maryland trying to salt this one away, now up by a dozen. Rick Pizzo, Brian Butch reminding you when the Terps are done with LaSalle. Keep it here for Purdue and Iowa, a battle of two outstanding bigs.
Williams-Garza? Yeah, I'll take that matchup. I'm excited.
Every night of the week and maybe at least once on a Tuesday night. Purdue and Iowa less than 19 minutes away here on Big Ten Network. We'll take you to Carver Hawkeye for the opening tip. But first, back to Mike Hall and Ben Brust in the Xfinity Center.
Pease. You know, Pease is originally from the northeast part of the country, which is where Eric Ayala's from. Ayala's a Delaware native, and he is at this point, Ben, he is 1 point away from his career-high scoring. He's got 19 right now.
Yeah, he really hasn't had the most efficient game of his career, but I love how he's kept attacking. And when we talked to Mark Turgeon, he said, I need a guy who steps up. They need an identity. They need someone to go to late. And he continued to attack the rim, get to the free throw line. He shot 11 free throws, and I think that's what's been the most impressive tonight.
The lead is a dozen, 3.5 to play. Wiggins to an open heart. Oh, Dante Scott, get out of his way!
Man, he timed that unbelievably off the brim.
What a slam for Scott!
I feel like there's a crowd there right now, but I think that's just the Maryland bench.
Ayala with the board. Woo. We need a breather here.
Yeah, I need a replay on that one. Somebody foul somebody. Thank you.
There's a whistle. Let's show this 11 times if you don't mind.
Please do. Nice shot by Akeem Hart on the dribble, but yeah!
Pizzo racked that one up for the big show later tonight.
Yeah, and Jack Clark, 4 fouls, and you know he's like, I'm doing my best, coach. I'm going for the rebound, but now he's on Sports Center and the big show and everywhere. He's going to get texts from his family.
I love the bench like fainting over there.
You and I, we both went woof at the same time. I think they're still taken back because I know I am.
So Ayala is at the line, and this free throw, if it goes in, will tie his career high. 20 points. He has been the leading scorer for this team 2 of their first 6 games. Unless something drastic happens with Hart or Wiggins getting a bunch of points in the next 2 minutes, 49 seconds, he will be the leading scorer here again.
Mike, I think my favorite part about playing basketball was when I was on the court and I got to watch people do things that I could only dream of doing. And that was one of those moments where, like, just the timing of all that. Dante Scott, just, wow.
It was like Scott was upset. We were about to give a bunch of credit to Ayala for having his highest scoring game of his career. And he was like, you know, we can get some attention over here on me if you don't mind.
Yeah, I was the best player for this Maryland team over the last 2 games, guys.
You know, I had a career high literally the last time we played.
Smart decision here.
Trying to get some pressure. Here's Wiggins in the lane with the left hand, no. Rebound to Jack Clark, and it's intercepted by Scott. Now we're approaching 2 minutes left, and the deficit is 13 for the Explorers. More Salle.
It's a big possession here for LaSalle. Need to get some points.
Oh, and it goes against Gill, and that's 5, and he's toast.
Eric Ayala, the primary defender there. See if he gets good position. Don't know if I love that one personally, but again, okay, from that angle, you see that what the referee is able to see, and that arm extend on the chest. Anwar Gill was very impressive today. He continued to attack, hit some nice lefty mid-range jump shots. And
12 points, 6 boards for him as a freshman on the road against a Big Ten team like Maryland. That's a really nice outing for Anwar Gill, but it also signifies that this hill is going to be too steep for LaSalle. Terps just playing keep away here. Shot clock under 10 and another whistle.
And a chance to add to the career high numbers, which we're never mad about as a player.
And if that's on Jack Clark, he's toast too. It is. So in the last minute, 2 of the 3 guys who were tied for the lead in scoring for the Explorers have fouled out. Which means Ayala has a chance to add to his career high 21 points.
Every time we've talked about the career high for Ayala, should we be ready for a tip slam here? Is Dante Scott? Yep, there he is.
Oh, yeah. He's ready. He's ready to do something to grab attention.
Christian Ray, you might want to just turn around and 2-hand shove.
Look at that. Ayala's a 94% shooter this year from the free throw line. And in this game, he is 13 of 15 from the stripe. He has more points from the free throw line than any Explorer has in total this game. Now, we are 1 minute away from getting you ready to see one of the best teams in the country and one of the best players in the country. Luka Garza and Iowa taking on Purdue. And all that being said, I know you think Purdue is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, they are dangerous. And look, they have young pieces, and Luka Garza has a tough task in Trevion Williams, Zach Edey. That's some size that he's going to go against. And we'll see another play done from Wiggins to sort of cap this one off. But Iowa coming off a loss against Gonzaga, which was a big spot for them. I'm excited to see how they respond. But as we mentioned, Mike, Garza's great. Iowa also has some depth this year.
Yep. They had 5 starters returning, except they actually have 7 because 2 guys who were starters and got injured came back in the form of Bohannon and Nunji. And you're 15 seconds away from seeing them, the number 4 team in the country, take on the Boilermakers here on the Big Ten Network as the Terps are about to close out their non-conference schedule. 6 games, 5 wins.
And that makes it a 16-point lead for Maryland right now.
The Terps will play again in 3 days on Christmas at Purdue. Team you will see next play Iowa, and after that next Monday they will play at Wisconsin. But they win this one 84-71 thanks to a career high 23 from Eric Ayala.
13 of 15 from the line. Again, 2 of 8 from 3. He had a lot of good looks. He really struggled to find the range from 3, but that's leadership, honestly. Struggling to find a way to put the ball in the hole from the field, but continuing to run the show, get to the free throw line, and knock them down.
13 of 15 from the line to give him an all-time best 23 points. Our final score, 84-71. Coming up on the Big Ten Network, more men's hoops as Purdue takes on number 4 Iowa. For Ben Brust and our entire crew, I'm Mike Hall. Thanks for watching the action from College Park. So long. Enjoy the other game here on the Big Ten Network.
Welcome inside the Big Ten Live basketball game break, getting you ready for Purdue and Iowa. Sasha Stefanovic. It translates from some language into walking bucket for the Boilers right now.
Yeah, you love what he does. He stretches the floor. We know what Purdue has, a lot of bigs, but when you've got a shooter, it gives you the option to give a lot more space.
On the other side, meanwhile, everybody talks about Luka Garza, but let's not forget about Lil Weezy. Joe Wieskamp, 20 points against #1 Gonzaga. He's a guy who can score from pretty much anywhere on the floor.
Well, you talk about it's 3 levels. He can shoot it from 3, mid-range, and get to the rim. I love what he does. He's a big part of this Iowa team. I'm looking forward to how he plays tonight.
This is the Big Ten Live basketball game break. We are just about 10 minutes away from Iowa and Purdue. Get you to Carver Hawkeye for the start of that one. First, welcome inside our Big Ten Network studios. Rick Pizzo alongside Brian Butch. For those who just watched Maryland finish off their victory over LaSalle, a much-needed non-conference win for the Terps. Let's take you back to the Xfinity Center for highlights from this one. Terps had lost a couple in a row, first in the Big Ten ACC Challenge to Clemson, and then the Big Ten opener against Rutgers, but having their way with the Explorers here. Jarius Hamilton had all 10 of his points in the first half. Terps up by 9. Now, Maryland didn't shoot it great from distance, but they did shoot it a bunch. Eric Ayala was just 2 of 8 from 3. This is one of the 2 makes. Terps up by 17. Ayala did have himself a career night. Career high 23 points. Here, driving to the rack, drawing the foul, getting the bucket to go. Terps up by 11. LaSalle hung around until late in this game when Maryland started to show off the athleticism. Ayala on the alley, and Hakeem Hartkanup, he got teed up. Let the kids celebrate. 84-71 is the final as Maryland takes care of LaSalle. Pre-game, you told us, Brian, this was a matchup in which Maryland was going to have the advantage inside, bigger, stronger, faster. That did play out, but Ayala had 23, and that was obviously the huge help for this offense, which had really been struggling.
Yeah, he had 23. 13 of them come from the free throw line. And how did he get to the free throw line? He drove, he attacked, and that's what I like. Yes, he was 2 of 8 from 3, wasn't shooting it great, but he found ways to get to the free throw line. 13 points from the free throw line. But what I loved is they outscored LaSalle by 30 points in the paint, 44-14. This is where I think they got some energy. They got some energy on the defensive end, I think, from the offensive rebounds that it created. That got a lead. Maryland started the game out with a lead. LaSalle came back, made a run. They got the lead at half. Then Maryland came out and continued to attack, find ways to get the ball into the paint. Good things happen. We talked about earlier to start this game out. Where was Maryland going to go with it? How were they going to score? How were they going to find their identity? Because I don't know if they knew what their identity was. Their identity has to start on the defensive end. We saw that a little bit at the end of the first half. And then the identity has to be attack, attack, attack. Get to the paint, get to the free throw line. They did that, and that's why they got a non-conference win here.
There will be some teachable moments, though, from this game, right? LaSalle hangs around for a long time, cut it down to 7. About midway through the second half. And the Explorers, you look down, Brian, they were 14 of 29 from 3. There's no debate that you are going to have to be better defending the three-pointer in Big Ten play.
You have to. You got to make sure that you're able to close out, get people off the three-point line. That's what a lot of Big Ten teams want to do. We're going to see a lot of that tonight as well.
All right, so Maryland gets the non-conference victory. There is one other conference game that I believe is just about to go final, if it hasn't already. Nebraska-Wisconsin. Nebraska down by 2 off the Wisconsin missed 3. Trey McGowan's for 3, and Nebraska is up by 1 in the second half. Micah Potter really took charge. He's a guy that Greg Gard can use in so many different ways.
Well, we all know he likes to space the floor, but tonight he was able to go inside and use his advantage, his shoulders, his hips, and really score the ball in the paint. That's what Wisconsin needed. Good luck in Big Ten play. Nebraska comes in. It's a one-point game at the half. Wisconsin decided they were going to defend a little bit in the second half. That's why you see this lead balloon. But I think when you look at what Wisconsin does, you saw a little bit of everybody there. You saw Brad Davison with a behind-the-back pass. Uh-oh, I know Coach Ryan wasn't happy about that. Make the fundamental pass, Brad. Come on. He's going nuts right now.
67-53 is the final. You brought it up, though. This Wisconsin team, I know everybody preseason was talking about Iowa, talking about Michigan State, the depth of the league. Yeah. This Wisconsin team, because it is so deep, when it plays defense, which is 99.9% of the time, going to be really dangerous in the league.
They are. And I think we talked about the three-point shooting, but in the end, it's going to be about defense with Wisconsin. You know that's what they build their program on, is you have to defend. They started to in the second half. The first half, it was a tempo game. Nebraska, they want to run up and down. They're 25th in the country. Wisconsin was 306. Who was going to win that battle? Well, the first half, it kind of was going back and forth at times. Then the second half came. Wisconsin defended. The tempo slowed down. They got to see a little bit more of Wisconsin basketball, but it was everybody. Everybody got involved. Everybody played. And I think that's how this team is so good. That's why they won a Big Ten championship last year, and that's why they're ranked number 9 in the country.
All right, so we have wins in the books by Maryland and Wisconsin. And now we're getting you ready for the nightcap. It's Purdue and Iowa. Travion Williams, terrific player, going to have his toughest matchup of the year tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I really am, man. You get two bigs that are really good. They're going to compete. I want to see how this plays out. Travion Williams does a great job of using his body. Well, guess what? Luka Garza does a great job of using his body as well. These are two guys that know how to do it. Then you can add the addition of Eric Hunter, that he's been in and he's been the spark plug for this team. We know how good he is defensively, but offensively, he's created a lot for this Purdue team over the last couple of games.
Yeah, over 14 points per game this season, shooting it at better than 40% from the field. Zach Edey, the big fella, a defensive presence, but also shooting 67% from the field. Now, to be fair, his range is about 3-4 feet right now.
It is. Good luck. You got to go against Luka Garza. Good luck, freshman. The Big Ten is so tough. You get thrown in the fire right away. I'm excited, though. I want to see how he responds tonight.
Of course, the range is not actually 3 to 4 feet. That's just generally where we see him. C.J. Frederick is one of those pieces for Iowa that doesn't get talked about a lot because of the star power surrounding him.
No, not at all. 52% from 3. I love what he does. He runs the floor. He runs in transition. He spaces, and he's very opportunistic in when he's able to look and locate his shot.
Now, Garza is the leader on the floor. I think in the locker room, maybe this guy is the true leader of this team, Jordan Bohannon. I think Bohannon started college, Brian, when you were still playing at Wisconsin, maybe.
Well, I played with his brother, and then there was another Bohannon. There was another Bohannon. I remember watching Jordan run through the Kohl Center, and he was a problem then, and he's a problem now. He's a leader. He's what this team needs to calm. I expect a big game out of him tonight.
Yeah, obviously not shooting it like he has in the past. Luka Garza has scored 20-plus. Are you ready for this, Brian? In his last 16 consecutive Big Ten games, the second longest such streak since 1987. That's a crazy number.
Crazy. He's pretty good.
Yeah, that's expert analysis.
He's pretty good, right? Now, I love what I want to watch more than anything tonight. I want to watch his hands. Every pass that he catches, they might not be great passes, but he gets everything. I think that's what makes him so impressive in what he does, is there might be passes that are a little away from him. He grabs it right in, chins it, is able to finish. That's what I love about him.
So Iowa coming off the loss to Gonzaga, are there any concerns for you as they get ready for this game? Any type of a hangover from that loss to the #1 team in the country?
I don't think there's a hangover. The one thing I want to watch is transition defense. Now, Purdue isn't a team that's known for pushing it in transition, but you can't give up any easy baskets. That's what I want to see.